One of the Rolling Stone top 50 guitarists, Tom Morello has made a difference musically and politically for decades. He was born to Nagith Niraji and Mary Morello in 1964. Both of his parents were politically active. In fact, they met at a pro-democracy protest in Kenya. Growing up, Morello was the self-described only anarchist in a conservative high school. It was here that Morello started his career in music. He joined his first band as the lead singer of a Led Zeppelin cover band. He eventually ended up attending and graduating from Harvard with a social studies degree. He later traveled to Los Angeles to live, where he actually brought together the members of the current band Tool. In 1991, after the disbanding of his band Lockup, Morello met Zach De La Rocha, Brad Wilk, and Tim Comerford, who together formed Rage Against the Machine, who was described by Jason Ackney as a band who played fiercely polemical music which brewed sloganeering leftist rants against corporate America, cultural imperialism, and government oppression into a Molotov cocktail of punk, hip-hop, and thrash. Here Tom Morello gained notoriety for his unique guitar riffs. The band at this point played several shows following the Democratic and Republican national conventions, one which in 2000 provoked a protest and police intervention.
I've got a message for the police who kept us on the stage tonight. Now, I suspect that some of the police may actually even be fans of Rage Against the Machine. I suspect that some of the police come from working class and middle class backgrounds like we do and like you do. I suspect that the cops here today have much more in common with this band, with you people, than the people of the RNC. So before this weekend is over, they may turn their batons and their tear gas and their rubber bullets against us. But it's my hope that they realize that we all have something in common, and one day very soon, they turn those batons and tear gas and rubber bullets against those jackasses over at the RNC. This song's called Killing in the Name of.
In 2000, however, the band broke up, causing the formation of Audioslave with a new member, Chris Cornell. In 2000, Audioslave's first album went triple platinum. Audioslave also became one of the first and only American bands to play a free show in communist Cuba, a huge landmark in the world of politics. However, Chris Cornell's inability to control his personality conflicts led to the band's demise. Morello later stated that he would have left soon anyways. The band, according to Morello, was a commercial beast with no agenda, which caused him to feel constrained. This constrained feeling later led to the creation of his solo act, The Night Watchman.
I climbed the 7 summits and I swam the 7 seas, but the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. Well, I fought in the jungles and I fought in the streets, but the road I must travel, its end I cannot see.
He stated that even though he was playing in front of 20 people a night in coffee houses, he was feeling a greater connection at shows than when he was in front of arenas. This solo act allowed him to express his political views regarding social inequality and injustice much better.
But the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. I walked the empty desert and was burned in the heat, but the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. Well, I crossed the frozen wasteland, in the bitter cold did freeze, and the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. And I will knock on every door, for I do not have a key. And the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. Well, I sang to myself that I wanna be free, but the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. They shot a man in Soho, couldn't guess his age. I found his empty journal, I filled up every page. I called up my state senator, they said he wasn't there. The secretary took my name, and man, she sounded scared. So I counted my misfortunes, I added up the blame. I picked through all the garbage, I checked off all the names. I read in the newspaper, they questioned all my friends. They hoped that they could find my ass before I struck again. So I sang to myself that I wanna be free, but the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. And so when thirsty I will drink, and when hungry I will steal, but the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. And so tonight I walk in anger, with worn shoes on my feet, and the road I must travel, its end I cannot see. And I will sing to myself that I'm gonna be free, but the road I must travel, yeah, its end I cannot see.
He joined the Tell Us the Truth tour in 2003, which he later talked about, stating, "Media consolidation needs smashing, globalization needs unmasking. When presidents and politicians lie, it's the job of the press to expose those lies. When the press fails, the gangsters come out from hiding. The lie becomes the law. The point of the Tell Us the Truth tour is to help others make connections and to show them that activism can change the policies of this country."
The first song that I wrote explicitly for Worldwide Rebel Songs was the title track, and it was inspired by an event that happened about a year and a half ago when some Korean workers who make the low-end electric guitars for Gibson, Fender, and Ibanez attempted to unionize in their factory in Seoul, Korea. They were all fired from their jobs and the factory was moved to China. So they came to the United States looking for financial help. I offered to play a benefit show for them, but the day before the benefit show, the earthquake in Haiti happened. And so these Korean workers who were down and out and needed money for their wives, their children, their families, and their strike fund voted to donate 100% of the proceeds from their benefit show to the Haiti relief effort. And this was such I thought really a great act of, selfless act of international solidarity that that day I wrote the song, Worldwide Rebel Songs, played it that night, and became the kickoff point for this record.
Throughout his career as the Night Watchman, Morello was still playing with his various bands. Upon the breakup of Audioslave, Rage Against the Machine reunited at Coachella, where they played with an EZLN backdrop, which is a Mexican revolutionary leftist group. The band toured once again. However, most of their shows revolved around the times and places of the Democratic and Republican national conventions. Although the band did not officially reunite, the brief tour influenced Morello to alter his solo project from the folk style to a style in which folk was mixed with his Rage Against the Machine style. This was because he realized he could embrace this Rage Against the Machine and Audioslave style of playing without sacrificing the integrity of the singer-songwriter Night Watchman persona. Today, Morello continues to play solo, as well as with his new band, the Street Sweeper Social Club, in which anthems of the revolution are played. He continues to play at rallies such as the Occupy Wall Street rally and the Wisconsin Collective Bargaining Rights protest. He is the founding member of the Axis of Justice, which unites musicians in the fight against social injustice. His work in this group got him awarded the Eleanor Roosevelt Human Rights Award. Tom Morello's political views are almost as famous as his music. He once stated, "America totes itself as the land of the free, but the number one freedom that you and I have is the freedom to enter into a subservient role in the workplace. Once you exercise this freedom, you've lost all control over what you do, what is produced, and how it is produced. And in the end, the product doesn't belong to you.